You guys have been around since like 2008, gigging and like you've released a bunch of EPs. So it's been like 6 years leading up to this record. Is it like a relief to have it out there? Is it a big like weight off your shoulders?
Yeah, man, totally. I mean, we've had different sort of members and different lineups, so it's never been had that consistency of, we've never been at it, the four of us, long enough to have an album sort of together with the four people. But this is the first time we've had, 2.5 years of just, we did an EP and now we've been able to do an album, and it's like, feels like the time's finally right.
Do you feel like you guys were maybe able to take certain certain steps at other bands that are maybe not rushing, but they might just release an EP, then they're forced to back it up straight away with the debut record? Like, you guys had a bit more time to work on stuff. Like, I heard you had about 100 tracks to kind of cull down from, or like a big number of songs you were working with.
Well, there's the sense of time, like for us, I feel like we could have put an album out whenever, like we've always had songs and songs and songs, but I guess having the luxury of choosing from so many kind of made us able to put the album in a certain direction rather than just, a bunch of random tracks that we first wrote.
You guys probably saw that the Big Day Out Festival was recently postponed for another year. Do you guys have some kind of like an opinion on the festival climate in this country, or where it's going, or is there something that you guys can kind of add to that, being from behind the scenes?
I don't know. I guess like Australia's more about having the kind of summery. It's probably more fun to go to a summer festival in Australia than like a winter thing. But I guess kind of shit that Big Day Out kind of did pull out or do whatever they did.
From the outside, it kind of looks like Brisbane is kind of booming the music scene at the moment. Like, you guys are doing good things. Violent Soho are like doing really cool things. The Big Sound Fest conference is up there as well. Do you kind of guys buy into the notion? There's a lot of talk in the past that you'd kind of have to go to Sydney or Melbourne if you wanted to kind of be involved in the music industry in Australia. Do you think that's a real outdated concept now?
Well, yeah, I guess because internet has just totally taken over, you know what I mean? Like, you can hear any kind of band and you don't know, it doesn't say where they're from when you hear the random track on the internet. And bands are touring so much as well, like even Sydney and Melbourne bands and Brisbane bands are always around Australia, and there's always a community of all these people, and I don't know if it's restricted to any sort of area anymore.
YouTube are thinking about bringing in, I think they're going to bring it in like a music subscription service, so people are going to actually have to pay to kind of view content, things like that. As an indie band, and like people, like bands are going to suffer financially from it. How do you guys kind of feel about that kind of like model that people are bringing in to try to charge for music?
I guess it's free advertising. It always has been YouTube, and that's been, when you think about it, most bands we go straight to YouTube and we find them, and if that's kind of taken away, the thing is, someone will find something new anyway. There'll always be something else to go, and YouTube will then just lose their customers to people that will find another online streaming video place. So it's kind of like, I guess they need to make their billions more dollars. So
what's the most ideal way if someone was going to like consume music or your music? What would be the best platform you'd prefer them to do it in? Like buy the record still?
Totally. Give us some cash.
Yeah.